This video is brought to you by Captivating History. Prometheus, forethought, son of Iapetus, had been one of the few Titans to support Zeus in his fight against his father Cronus. Because his dull-witted brother, Epimetheus, afterthought, had not been smart enough to participate in either side, both Titans had been spared being locked up in Tartarus. However, their brother, Atlas, had led many a battle against the Olympians. In one version of Greek myth, Zeus commanded Prometheus to create humans. The Titan did this by molding clay, and Athena blew on the clay figures in order to bring them to life. In another version, humans had already been created, but both of the free sons of Iapetus were to give humans the traits that they would need in order to survive. Epimetheus spent all the gifts on the other creatures of nature and had none left over for humans. Quick-thinking Prometheus decided to give humans fire and other skills to help them build civilization. As bright as Prometheus was, he was no match for his cousin Zeus. Because of this, he had to rely more on cunning than social skills. Yet, this wasn't enough in the long run. Prometheus loved his human pets far more than he did the gods of Olympus. Because of this, he did everything in his power to protect them. One day, Zeus decided that the growing number of humans needed to worship Zeus and the other Olympian gods in order to show their proper respect. Zeus commanded men to sacrifice a part of every animal in honor of the gods. So that his dear humans would get to keep the best parts, Prometheus proposed that Zeus choose which portion of each creature should be included in the sacrifice to the gods. For this, Prometheus made two piles, one of bones covered in glistening fat, the other with the choicest cuts of meat wrapped in the creature's ugly stomach. Zeus chose the pile that glistened and was thus tricked by Prometheus. When Zeus discovered he had been tricked, he snatched up fire from man so that he would have to live in darkness and cold, eating his meat raw. However, Prometheus stole fire from Olympus and took it back to mankind. Zeus was outraged. Prometheus had tricked Zeus and now had countermanded his actions regarding fire. The time had come to teach Prometheus a lesson and to punish the puny humans for their acceptance of fire from the wayward Titan. Punishment of humanity. Punishing the humans was the easy part. First, Zeus had his son, HEPHAESTUS, god of fire and metallurgy, Roman, Vulcan, to create a new kind of human of incredible beauty. Each of the Olympian gods gave this mortal an abundance of gifts. Then Zeus had Hermes, messenger god and deity of thieves, give this beautiful mortal a deceiving heart and a dishonest tongue. Thus was created the first woman named Pandora. Zeus commanded this mortal to take a certain jar with her, but she was forbidden ever to open the jar. Little did she know that the jar contained every kind of sorrow, evil, pestilence, and calamity. Only one good thing resided in the jar at its very bottom: hope. On that fateful day when Pandora had been completed, she was sent with her jar down to the realm of men to stay with Epimetheus, the dullard brother of Prometheus. Prometheus had been wise enough to know that Zeus might attempt to attack him through his simpleton brother. So Prometheus had cautioned his brother not to accept anything from Zeus. However, Epimetheus fell in love with Pandora at first sight, so great was her beauty. He decided not to accept her, but neither would he reject her. In his own mind, by this he would be obeying both his brother and his heart. Because of the conflicting traits she had been given, Pandora's heart eventually rejected Zeus's command. The temptation became too great for her to know what was in the jar. Curiosity clawed at her mind until she could no longer endure the pain. Finally, one day, when no one was looking, she borrowed a knife from the kitchen and broke the seal. When she lifted the lid, the swarm of suffering which poured out was so great it threw her backward onto the floor. Struggle as she might, she could not resist the darkness flooding out from the jar. Finally, when the flow had subsided, she noticed a warm glow remaining in the jar. Fearful that the light might be something far worse, she slammed the lid shut, locking inside the only positive gift within the jar. Punishment of Prometheus. Zeus was being petulant and childish over being fooled by Prometheus regarding the sacrifices. The king of gods was being exceedingly nasty by taking fire away from humans, making their lives more deadly. Such cruelty was not worthy of worship, much less admiration. But Prometheus had gotten onto Zeus's bad side, and there was very little he could have done to redeem himself in the eyes of someone so drunk with power. A British lord named Acton once said that power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. These seemed to match the personality of Zeus. The king of gods felt that he could do anything and get away with it. He thought to punish Prometheus for his minor offenses, and the burden of that punishment would be eternal and severe. The king of gods had two servants in his employ who could help him with his evil desires. They were named Violence and Force. He ordered them to grab hold of Prometheus and to take him to Kazbek Mountain in the Caucasus. There they were to chain him to a huge rock. Zeus sent along his son HEPHAESTUS with the sun's blacksmith hammer to fasten the chain made of an unbreakable substance called adamantine, so that the Titan could never be able to escape. HEPHAESTUS voiced his regrets to the elder victim, but Force told the god of fire and metallurgy not to waste his sentiments over someone who had earned the wrath of the mighty father of the gods. Zeus then ordered a great eagle to come feast on the liver of Prometheus, causing the Titan excruciating pain during the day. At night, because the Titan was an immortal, his liver would regenerate, and the following day the process would repeat itself. Finally, Zeus came to gloat over the tortured Prometheus. "One of the oracles," said Zeus, "tells me that someone will one day overthrow me. You can see ahead. Tell me who it is, and I will set you free." Prometheus had shown nothing but compassion for humanity and a desire for them to live long and prosper. After Zeus's maniacal punishment for such good deeds, Prometheus held only contempt for this usurper. "Perhaps," thought Prometheus, "that future threat to Zeus will one day free me of this torture. I will not jeopardize another to save myself." So, Prometheus protected the identity of the threat to Zeus. If you'd like to discover more Greek myths, then check out our book, Greek Mythology, a captivating guide to the ancient gods, goddesses, heroes, and monsters. It's available as an ebook, paperback, and audiobook. Also, make sure to grab your free Mythology Bundle ebook for free while it's still available. All links are in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.